Greetings and welcome to Geeks First. That's right, you've probably heard the exciting announcements that if you listened to my last video on where to keep up to date with stuff on the latest news... Oh, wait, you didn't actually listen to my last video on where you can get the quickest news and answers? Well, that's a good spot for us to segue into today's sponsor. No, we really don't actually have a sponsor today, but that might be something that we'll have in the future. This is just a clever spot in the script that someday we'll like to keep things consistent. Anyways, buy singles from your local store and go back there and check my content out for regularly scheduled drops of new and exciting content. On to the news. Over the last week, there's been some amazing new developments in the world of Flesh and Blood. So this week, instead of doing a This Week in Flesh and Blood, I'll just cover the articles as we see they are released currently. Flesh and Blood has announced the much anticipated, well, at least to me, History Pack 1 Blitz decks, which are coming out on February 24th, 2023. Ready to play out of the box, History Pack 1 Blitz decks are crafted as an ideal product for the kitchen table gaming. Featuring 6 iconic heroes from the original Flesh and Blood packs, History 1 Blitz decks are an ideal product to purchase by the display to enjoy a complete box set. History Pack 1 Blitz decks are the first ready-to-play decks available in both French, German, Italian, and Spanish, bringing the great product to welcome new players into the world of Flesh and Blood, providing an excellent foundation to build upon with the History Pack 1 boosters already available in stores. These Blitz decks will be 40-card pre-constructed decks with the hero and weapon, and the equipments that are needed for that class. One display, again, will contain 6 individual decks, one of each hero, which means that if you buy a single brick from your LGS, you will find that you will get a complete and interesting myriad of characters that you can try against each other. Note, unlike Blitz decks of the past, it's unclear if they will follow the mentality of History Pack White Border and keep these all non-foil, or in these decks if they would put a sweet white border hero that might be foil. Trust me, once I know, you'll find out too. I'll be buying these on release day and doing a full video, so stay tuned for that. In my Outsiders prediction video, I'm glad to say that I guessed partially right and that we will finally have all the Blitz heroes that we so desperately wanted to see from when Flesh and Blood first came about. One thing to note is that there will be some community concern, or there has been some community concern, about one of the Blitz decks who's currently a living legend in the Blitz format. I don't see an issue with this, as LSS has stated that these literally are handcrafted for kitchen table gaming, meaning that if you wanted to buy them and pick them up and play at the table, see no problem. This would have also been a devastating blow to omit one hero and to make these official Blitz decks basically missing that one person, Viserai. So to me, I think they did it the correct way. This also marks the first deck that will be in other languages, which sets the table up for even possibility of Japanese starters in the future, stating that LSS has already mentioned they wanted to go and set their eyes on entering this. I, for one, can't wait to see these sweet Japanese language decks once they come out, because that's always been my favorite language. Next up is the announcement of History Pack 2 Black Label, available from February 24th, 2023. History Pack 2 contains many of the key cards from the second year of Flesh and Blood, curated into a single black border set for French, German, Italian, and Spanish-speaking fans. To celebrate the release of History Pack 2 in localized European languages for the first time ever, we've crafted a limited edition Black Label version History Pack 2 that includes the 3 Fabled cards from this era. I'll be working on a spreadsheet to see what is omitted, like what they did in History Pack 1. Some cards were probably left in the dust, not to be reprinted in the white border set. Most of these cards were probably done because they weren't seeing much play, and in the future they might need to be added into the set. In this set, they do have 536 cards, which will contain 3 Fables, 14 Legendaries, 78 Majestics, 140 Rares, and 301 Commons. Given that you only get 10 cards per pack and 36 packs per box, that's going to make the pull rate, if they keep with the same 12 that they did in History Pack 1, that's going to make the set a monster to try to get everything. I just wanted to point that out. Super important note, unlike History Pack 1, History Pack 2 in Black Label will not contain Marvels. So, I actually think that this is both a blessing and a curse. The reason this is awesome is twofold. God! One, that means that people probably won't be trying to hoard this or buy it out. Granted, I know that collectors that are already in the game probably won't need this, so it is going to go to the intended market for the new players that really do need that, and that is great, because trying to find History Pack 1 Black Label in all the languages just so I could even try to open one up because I wanted to try one of each, was a logistic nightmare. I give them kudos for keeping out the marvels, and maybe we'll see those in an armory near you. The English version of History Pack 2 is planned to release in 2024. The next most interesting thing before we see whether or not Everfest will be, well, printed and unlimited, who knows, that may never come out, but it currently is slated on their upcoming product page. The boogeyman in the room was actually the banned and scheduled announcement. While I can't speak to the competitive reasons why some cards were given the axe, I can say that I lost at literally that same week in my armory to an Amulet of Ice just the week before. So I guess that won't happen to me for some time soon. The following changes were put into Classic Constructed effective January 30th, 2023. Belittle has been banned, which probably would mean all 3 of the pitch values for those that are curious. Winter's Wail has also been banned. Amulet of Ice is suspended until Icelander becomes Living Legend, and Hypothermia is also suspended until Icelander becomes Living Legend. LSS gave a decently long article spelling out the reasons why, and to me, they made a lot of sense. Again, I hope that Outsiders is a set that sets the tone for dual class cards and equipment, which was a slight prediction of mine in the video before, and I hope it will help rein in the generics that might be wreaking havoc as the game evolves. This can give LSS the bandwidth to keep certain skill sets and heroes, and basically not giving carte blanche access to everyone with generics, and hopefully it'll make the game more interesting as time progresses. To me, we'll see if this helps my Dash deck, and that is still to be determined. Last but not least, if you are going to The Calling in Indianapolis, Indiana on February 3rd through the 5th, 2023 at the Indiana Convention Center, I will personally be there to check things out. This event is put on by SCGCon, and while that is actually Star City Games, for those that might not know, as of the filming, the main Calling event, or the Fabled package, has 181 of the registered players, and with 7 days, 12 hours to go, the event has 25 players for the Go Again side package, which is actually what I chose to play so that I could have a little bit more flexibility in my schedule. The event fee was $150 plus taxes. You get a cool Outsiders playmat and a cold foil, I believe, Dash Young Hero, which I am extremely excited to see since I like Dash. Interestingly enough, the Indiana Convention Center has a website where they forecast attendance, and it looks like they think that 600 folks will show up to this event. That said, if this is the case, Flesh and Blood already is around 200 of the 600, meaning that I will follow up with the videos and interviews to see if that holds true. I really look forward to meeting Man-Saint and his team, as well as the live casting folks and Flesh and Buds, and any other Flesh and Blood content creators that might show up. I really hope that this event is going to be an eye-opener for both me and maybe some folks in the MTG community, as well as it might entice him to come over and try out the awesome game of Flesh and Blood. Some general tips if you're attending the con would be the standard stuff that I would give to any convention goer. Watch your things, be kind, and drink water. There's actually a fun phrase that goes around called the 831, or sometimes called the 621 rule, which is 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals a day, and 1 shower a day. Please, like Mr. Ribbit said,
and that you wash your...
Don't make the Axe Fairy come out and play. Trust me, Gamerfunk's not fun, and can be an example seen at major events like DragonCon and Gen Con alike. Don't fall into the trap. Anyhow, I very much hope that I will have a blast and possibly even see you at the Indianapolis Calling, so I look forward to seeing you there in person. Until next time, may your games be fun and may your RNGs be high. Peace. Deck. Blah. Alright, we're going back. We're going to go backwards. Editing Jake needs to go back. My kitty cat. My kitty cat. I like the new studio. It's very flexible. This is exciting. It's taken a while to get to this point, but this is great. Yeah. So this is my, when I was doing a lot of the vending, tabletop gaming accessories, I'm going to be wearing this hat when I go to the Indiana Calling, or the Indianapolis Calling. So if you look around for that, although if I am taking photo and video, I typically wear my hat backwards because if I'm doing a viewfinder or have to have a camera up, that's the way I have to wear my hat. I also don't know whether they're going to be really shitty if I bring like a super pro level camera, because I'm typically the one working for events and conventions. So like, I don't know if they would really enjoy a full Blackmagic like shoulder rig tripod, like Manfrotto, like, I don't know. I don't know if they would want to kick me out or be like, no, you can't do that. So I'm going to have a backup plan where I'm going to have my GH4, which is over here. So like I could probably bring the GH4, or maybe even I could probably bring the Sony 4K, which is a little handy cam. I mean, I'm definitely going to have my GoPro. So I have like 20 cameras. I just need to figure out what the hell I'm bringing, because I could kit something out and it would be crazy, but at the same time, I don't know if they want me to do that. So I'm going to probably go mid-low key. I do want to do interviews, and I will say this was one of the coolest investments ever. This is the DJI wireless mic, and I'm going to have lavs so that I can have interviews to where I can be both in front of the camera or behind the camera and be able to do those interviews. So again, thanks for the rant. Yeah, this is just a kind of a quick tech rundown, but peace. I'm out.